Hello everybody, it's Blacklister here, and Bungie dropped their Age of Triumph stream talking about what's going to be going into the Age of Triumph and some basic information regarding it. Short and concisely, there is an Age of Triumph book that involves 13 pages of 8 notes each, with each page defining a certain part of our Guardian's life. Whether it be our Guardian's classes, our Crucible, our Trials of Osiris, our raids, our strikes, all that good stuff. Each page has in it at least one reward, usually an emblem, that you can proudly display saying, hey, look at me, I did the thing, bow down to me. Well, maybe not bow down to you, but admire me, applaud me, make me feel special, I'm a special snowflake, I want to feel special! Included in this Age of Triumph stream was the fact that they will be bringing back, although everyone pretty much already knew this, bringing back every single raid up to the 390 light mark. And it's not just bringing them back, they're also editing them and giving them quality of life improvements, like when you're shooting the oracles from up on high in the Vault of Glass raid. You will no longer be able to do that. You will now have to get a little bit closer to the oracles in order to kill them, so no more cheesing it. Well, that's basically what they improved. They improved the ability to not cheese it. Yes. That is the grammatically correct term to use. Each raid also includes 400 light exotics. Now, they didn't specify whether this was any exotic that drops from the raid, or whether it was raid-specific exotics, like the Vex Mythoclast, the Necrochasm, or any other weapon like that. It also didn't specify whether King's Fall will drop an exotic like the Touch of Malice, or whether you have to do that via getting all of the calcified fragments. Same with the Outbreak Prime, although I assume Outbreak Prime will remain the same as it always has. Also, the Necrochasm has to get the Crux of Crota, so maybe you have to get the Crux of Crota from killing Crota, and then you just do things normally. They'll also have to add in a new way of getting the Husk. If you still can't get that. Can you still get the Husk? I don't even know. I have to check that. The next Bungie stream is on 3/22. That's 2 weeks from now on Wednesday. I will be uploading new content to the channel as more information becomes available regarding the Age of Triumph and the new raids, and of course Destiny 2. I'm just going to leave this video here. This is just a summary of the most important parts of the stream. If you like my content, obviously this is a bit content light, mainly a repost of what was going on the Bungie Twitch. So obviously this isn't really my content, but it's transformative, right? DMCA. Gotta love it. If you like what I do, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you don't like what I do, give me a thumbs up anyway, and subscribe if you want to see more content. I hope you liked watching this. Not that it's my content, but I hope you liked it anyway, because it's Destiny, and everyone should love Destiny. Except for those people who don't, because they'll just make it a worse place for everyone else to be. Remember, stay safe out there, Guardians. Vae Lucius Ambulate.
So to guide players through concluding their legend in Destiny, we've built the biggest record book we have to date. That is their way to celebrate, way to mark down all of their achievements in Destiny.
Where can I find the biggest record book that you've ever put in the hands of the Guardians?
Sure, so head over to your Progress tab.
There we go.
And the Age of Triumph record book will have the little exclamation point there. It's the blue and yellow one.
There you go, okay. So the record book for Age of Triumph, this book is the companion to the Age of Triumph. Celebrate your victories against the darkness and write a record of your triumphs in light. And we have yet to begin, so we start at rank 1.
Correct.
Learn to crawl before you can sprint.
Right, the record book will start at rank 1 for everyone.
So at a glance, I think the first things that our community would call out, I mean, the design of the Age of Triumph crest is full of clues as to what we're going to experience. Shout out to Unknown Player, who I saw tweeting on the day that we first previewed this, for noticing that all 4 of the raids are included in this crest right here. We've been teasing Vault of Glass because for the Destiny Raider, that's their origin story. We've got ways to honor all of the classes.
This is your moments of triumph for all of Destiny, as it were.
Not just a moment, but an entire age. Record and celebrate your victories. We're going to break the seal. Ready? Here we go. Confidence is high. We're looking through the keyhole.
Now you can't return it now.
And there we go. No. So first thing to call out, 13 pages.
Right.
So
like
there
I said,
you go.
This is the biggest record book we've ever created, and it has 3 years of Destiny to celebrate.
You weren't kidding.
A novella of triumph, if you will.
There we go.
A novella. Not just old raids, but things to honor every type of player in Destiny. On every page, you're going to find a title. This is the commemoration page. You've walked a long road full of deeds and adventures. So what's the theme of this page?
So this is marking the players who were with us when. Like if you say like, I've been there since day one, we have a record right there marking like, yeah, you were playing during that time period.
From
Like,
the
we know
beginning.
you were there.
Yep. Complete an activity between the Destiny release and the Dark Below release. So essentially September, October, and November of 2014. We see a lot of forum chatter that begins with Day One Guardian here, you know, being there first, seniority, you know, that's important things to our community, and now we actually have a record book item to mark that. Do you have to complete the entire record book to stand out? To be able to display the rewards that are awesome in it?
So no, and like you just mentioned, like we want every type of player to engage in this. So if you're a raider, there's things in here for you. There's ways for you to stand out. If you're a collector, there's ways for you to stand out. Like there's something for everyone in this book.
Okay. In other record books, especially Moment of Triumph, we've seen people log in and on the very first day say, oh, I did everything. I guess there's nothing new for me to do here aside from to gloat. So with this record book, do you foresee anybody being completely done and ready to go on day one?
Absolutely not.
No.
So you will be less than halfway done with the book. If you've been with us throughout the whole 3 years and you've done everything in Destiny, there's still goals for you to finish out your legend.
Yeah.
There are goalposts down the ways for you to hit still.
There are certain things that you're not even going to start tracking until they uncrack. Unseal the rest. Okay.
So you'll get some of these key milestones, like, oh, you've been with us through the story from the beginning, or you've been to the lighthouse, let's say. We mark that. Yeah, why don't you mark those as complete as you go through?
Here we go. Prepare to screenshot. We're going to show you some of these nodes, but certainly not all. And I'm earning XP for doing these things. And now I'm noticing that in the lower right-hand corner, there's a full page accolade here that we're tracking towards. And here we go. I've earned a reward. What are you giving them here?
So we have a lot of pages that are set up like this, where we have some records that ask you to complete some milestones. And then the 8th record is kind of your all-in-one, hey, you finished this page. So in this case, you've just got an emblem for being a standout story completer within Destiny. You have beaten all the stories. You've gotten the tale told emblem. So that now you stand out as that kind of guardian.
So on the first day, and let's just go on record, what is the first day of Age of Triumph?
First day is Tuesday, March 28th.
Okay. Detectives in our community probably could have figured that out. That is the only Tuesday when we tend to deploy new content after the last stream and before the end of March, which is when we said this would come out. So March 28th, mark your calendars. There will be a Guardian in the tower who has played every story mission that we've thrown at you. It could be you. And you will have this emblem to display to let people know that I have knocked down every combatant that Bungie has stood up in my path. Strikes. Ooh. Execute Vanguard strikes to secure your legend. So talk to us about these.
So this is basically gameplay throughout our whole strike ecosystem. So right away, this is heroic strikes here. We're going to ask you to complete a nightfall super quick, 30-minute timer. Precision kills and strikes.
500 of them. 500 precision kills in one strike, or 500 precision kills across?
Strikes in general.
Okay.
We're not mean.
Just standing here waiting for them to respawn and respawn. Okay.
And reviving allies in Nightfall strikes.
There you go. All right, so this is page 7 of 13. We're only just a little bit more than halfway through this. And the next page, the Crucible.
Page dedicated to just the Crucible,
Just
not
the
Trials of
Crucible.
Osiris, Crucible.
Reprise your feats and enshrine your legend in the Crucible. Talk to me. What do we got?
Playing some Control Crucible matches there. Capturing points is going to be critical, getting some Rumble points. These are things that you'll have to do after launch day. Finding all the dead ghosts we put on the maps in private matches. We're not mean. You can do this in a low-pressure environment.
Get in the game! Get in the game! I need this ghost! It's Age of Triumph, man!
And then just winning matches in the Crucible. So the others you'll likely do while you're completing this one.
Yeah.
While you're winning matches, you'll probably get some Rumble points.
Okay. And we'll leave the rest
I
for...
hope.
I hope. I hope. That's the idea. That's the dream. So that's page 8 of 13. Moving on to page 9 of 13. Joe.
I love this page.
Yes, a page just for raids. When 6 Guardians take up arms and storm the darkness, what can stand against them?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Hopefully. So one thing we're really excited about on the raids team is to have this sort of culmination of all the raids content and a way to show off and prove that, you know what, I've done everything there is to do in raids. So you'll see not only do we have records for beating all the reprise raids at 390 Light, we also have a record that's get every challenge mode emblem. And if you see, I've only got 5 and 9. That's because I haven't done the 4 new challenges that are coming out with Age of Triumph.
So you have for challenge modes for all 4 of the raids. You added them where they didn't exist.
Correct.
Okay, cool. And I also see that these raids are now at 390 Light.
They are at 390 Light. So every raid that is coming back at 390. This is at parity with Wrath of the Machine hard mode.
You mean like Ryan parody?
Just
exactly
like
Ryan parody.
You mean equality?
Correct.
So all raids are an equal experience now, all a relevant step that you can take in your path to reaching maximum light of 400.
That is correct.
Okay. This obviously begs the question, are we raising the light level in Age of Triumph?
So we're not raising the light level for Age of Triumph, and the reason being for that is to touch back on our core pillar of this is a celebration of your Guardian. This is your victory lap, as it were.
Okay.
Raising the light level would be neat, sure, but what it does is it just moves the chain for our players, and we didn't want to feel like, hey, we're just moving the chain on you, now get to this new light level, make it harder for players who haven't hit 400 already, like, oh, why are you just moving this on me? No. We want you to play the activities you know and love.
Yeah.
We've freshened them up quite a bit. Prison of Elders, heroic story missions. Like, you'll have chances to play all these activities to get to the conclusion of your legend.
So a player who is not yet at 400 light, who really wants to do that before they finish their Destiny 1 adventure, you have a whole new set of rituals that will help them get there. The raids are part of that.
Exactly. So, like you said, we have the rituals to help you get there. We wanted to be generous with getting players to endgame light levels, so
we're
they can
uniting
feel
the
like
community.
they've experienced Destiny.
Yeah. And we're uniting the community at the finish line.
Exactly.
Everybody gets to cross the finish line. Everybody gets to take that victory lap. They get to enjoy that culmination of their adventure. And for a Guardian who is 400 light, who would say, what's the point? What would you say to them?
Yeah, so I think I was one of the people that when we were initially talking about not doing a light bump, I was like, oh no, I've got 400 everything. Like, what's this update going to do for me? And the real interesting part is, you know, when you're playing this update, the thrill is getting these rewards and having them be 400 right away, right? When I get my year 2 Mythoclast, it comes in hot, right? It comes in at 400 and I can just equip it.
So it's an
play
option.
with it. Yeah.
It's not infusion fuel.
Yeah, I don't have to look at all these things that I've collected and be like, all right, which one do I want to infuse to make the other one better, right? I get it, I use it.
Okay. The 10th page of 13 is all about collecting. Gather the riches and wonders of the star system.
Right, so this is the page wherein we wanted to highlight the collectors of Destiny, the people who are going around collecting every ship, every shader, every ghost. Like, we wanted these people to have their own special call out in the record book.
If somebody's thinking right now, oh my God, I'm never going to get there because I had these things and I deleted them, you're going to be able to go to all of the kiosks in the tower and pull these things back out. The game will sense that and give you credit.
Right, just go to your kiosk, pull it out, we'll give you credit for it.
Okay. That's thank you. Thank you for thinking in such a fashion. On behalf of a grateful community, I thank you. The Wanderer. You have gone far, seen much, and heard echoes of the past. What are we tracking here?
So these are the explorers of Destiny, the people who have found all of our little hidden secrets, like the dead ghosts here. Not every dead ghost in the game, but a majority of them. Some of the dormant Siva here. Joe's got about half.
I bet I'm getting a lot of flack for not collecting those other 13.
Hey man, you're busy killing. Hey, you're busy killing.
I got the Galahorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing in our public spaces, doing some public events.
Yep.
And then disturbing the remains.
A million deaths.
Remains. What if
A million deaths are not enough. I think every time we introduce new content, every time we welcome new players to our community, it's always precious when somebody goes to their favorite internet forum and said, "I found some bones and it whispered at me about someone named Rahul," and everybody goes, "Oh, who wants to tell them?"
The kindergartens.
The kindergartens. Yes, we love them. New recruits are the lifeblood of any community, so never, ever, ever be ashamed about asking what somebody else might tell you is a stupid question, because there's no such thing. There's never such a thing.
So these are the callouts for players who have gone to all of the factions, the Vanguard, the Cryptarch, and leveled up with all of them for the reputation packages.
Gotcha. Okay.
Each of these gets their own emblem, as you can see. So if you're high up with the Vanguard, cool, Vanguard emblem.
And are we starting to track this now, or will this be retroactive?
This is a page full of retroactive items.
Okay. So what we're looking at on this page is a product of, we imported Joe's character and it's just not behaving properly in the test environment. On day one, you'll probably see a lot of yellow circles here. So please do not be concerned that you have to go through and rank up 25 times with Dead Orbit. That's a lot of motes of light. That's a lot of bounties.
Or maybe Joe's just slacking with his...
I think this character is just really lazy.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like anybody. I don't need any of you. All right, and it looks as if here you have somebody who's just the big man on campus in the tower, right?
Yeah, if you've gone around the tower, if you're at high level with all of the factions, we want a special way to denote that kind of player.
Yep, someone who's loyal to no one. Someone who no one can fully trust. I think you got to pick a side, is what I'm saying. I think I've declared fealty to Dead Orbit, and those of you out there who say, "Oh, I like all the factions," you're doing it wrong. And the 13th luckiest page of the record book, Trials of Osiris. The lighthouse beckons, but the trials winnow. So here we go. There's going to be a lot of LFG going on, like, get me to the lighthouse.
So I want to call out with this record in particular, we have set this up so that if you've ever been to the lighthouse, we give you credit here for it.
Okay.
We're not asking you to, like, hey, if you got carried, go again. No,
Yeah.
We're not that mean. If you've ever been, get some credit.
It's retroactive. Joe?
If you go to the bottom right here, it's very important to note on this page that we don't ask you to get all the milestones on this page to complete the page. We only ask you to get 6. And that's so if you've never been to the lighthouse or you haven't gotten that Wrecking Ball medal, most people haven't, you can still finish this page.
Yeah. Come back to the very first page. And there's been an emerging theme here in the things that you've said. And I just want to call out here, complete milestones to rank up the record book. Completion is not required to claim all of the rewards.
That's correct. So we didn't make it so that you have to finish every single record, every single page in the record book to get all the rewards here. That's just not something that sounded fun to us. Like, most players aren't going to be excellent raiders and the best Trials of Osiris players. You know, there's some very difficult things to do in this record book. So we wanted to make sure that everyone was able to feel like they've completed their legend within the 3 years of Destiny.
Jack of all trades, master of a few, perhaps.
Exactly.
But the Age of Triumph record book is not for the master of all trades.
Sure. The thing you're passionate about, you will earn, and you will stand out as that.
Okay.
But you can earn the record book rewards for just completing roughly 3/4 of the record book.
You've unlocked a personalized offer from the Bungie store. Visit bungie.net/triumphs to learn more. So there are people in our community who walk around wearing a shirt with this design on the front, indicating that they were legends in their moments of triumph, and they got a customized t-shirt to prove it.
That's correct.
You doing that again?
We are doing that again. We are putting it in the game, so you know that when you hit rank 7 here, you have unlocked this thing. You will go to Bungie.net and you'll have your t-shirt offer.
Okay. And you can go to the Bungie store and you can buy that shirt.
Right. And it won't be $700,000 for you.
No. It'll be a reasonable expense. Can you show us the shirt?
I can.
There you go.
Right.
Nice throw.
Let's see what we got.
Had to practice that a few times.
Just a few.
All right. So
There we
it
go.
is a shirt with the Age of Triumph crest. Beautiful. And you'll be able to
sleeve?
you'll be able to wear your prowess right there on your sleeve. Right now it says your gamer tag here. If that's your gamer tag, let us know and we'll send you that. That's your gamer tag or
Oh
PSN
man, I need
ID.
to go get that.
They better show us their rank 7
Yeah,
book first.
exactly. We're going to need proof on that. So your PSN ID or your Xbox Live gamer tag can go right on the shirt, so that when you walk around in a place where you might discover other Guardians, people can be like,
So all the trials you've done on all of your Guardians will count towards
God.
this. It's
Thank
not
you for
like,
saying
oh,
that.
I have to
Okay.
go get my Titan
Yep.
and do trials. Go get my Hunter and do trials. No. These are all account scope. You do them one, you're done.
okay, one and done across any number of 3 Guardians.
That's correct.
Okay, even if you've been deleting Guardians along the way.
The only place you will not get credit for that would be your specific class-based pages. So if
Okay,
you had a
okay.
Hunter, you deleted him, well,
Yeah.
we don't have that data anymore.
Yeah.
So you should have a Hunter.